Hello everybody and welcome to the Real Tarot 1123. I hope all of you are doing very well. This is going to be a reading for my series, right? The Wicked Wednesday series. I am going to do this reading on, or rather for Darlie Routier. Somebody had requested me, had made a request and asked me to do this reading for her. Let me see if I have the name of that person, because I want to give her a shout out. I know I had it written down somewhere as in the usual, my pile of papers. Wait, hang on a second. Let me see. So Darlie Routier, Cassie, I'm not going to mention her last name just for the sake of I don't know, security. Cassie, one of my subscribers, she had made this request, and Cassie, here's a shout out to you. I'm doing this for you because you had requested this reading. So let's get on. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you all the cards because I have a lot going on my table right now, but let's get started. Did I not just do her numbers? Yeah, here I have it. So Darlie Routier, she was born on January 4th, 1970, correct? And let me make sure I have her numbers. D-A-R, yeah, that's her. So she was born on January 4th, and so she's a Capricorn, right? So 4 and 8, 4th house is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4th house is Pisces, and 8th house, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8th house is Leo. Okay, so we'll take a look and see what's going on as far as her thingy is concerned. I have some other cards over here that I want to put away, y'all. Sorry about that. I think but anyway, before I go any further, let me say to all my subscribers, thank you so very much for your continued support. I do appreciate y'all know that. Thank you so very much. And to those of you who are just dropping in for the first time, thank you for visiting. I hope you decide to stay. I hope you subscribe, hit the bell icon, give me a thumbs up. I post live streams. I do live streams as well every Fridays, and those live streams, it's again a part of my series. It is Lost But Not Forgotten Fridays. I cover a lot of these cases where people have gone missing, children have gone missing, murders and this and that sort of stuff, your mysterious circumstances type of situation. Every Mondays I do videos, and those are Movie Star Mondays. And anybody in the entertainment industry, not just restricted to America, anywhere in the world. Wednesdays is Wicked Wednesdays, where I cover a lot of these cases like Darlie Routier, etc. Now, I do have a Facebook page, The Real Tarot 1123. I have a Twitter account at Tarot 1123, and my Instagram account, again, search for The Real Tarot 1123. You will find me there. I do have a blog as well. All that information is in the description box. Feel free to check it out. I post every single day something or the other tarot, related to tarot, on the blog. It's interesting. Go check it out. I do personal readings. Visit my website, please. My website address is the www.therealtarot1123.com. It's very easy to navigate, very user friendly, has all the information you need over there. You can pick and choose the kind of readings you want, the date and time of the reading, etc. So it's very easy to use. So, okay, I'm done with the intro. Let's get started now. So let's pick some overall energy cards for Darlie Routier. So she, being a Capricorn, born on January 4th, 1970, right? 5, 15, 22, yeah. So we have the 4th house and the 8th house. So 4th house talks about emotions, home, mother, family roots, etc. And 8th house talks about will, secrets, death, some of the aspects, right? Finances, sexual energy, occult, that sort of a thing. So let's take a look and see. I don't know if I'm going to be able to turn. Let me see. No, I won't mess with it because this camera goes all crazy on me. So here we have air. Of course, I'll show you all the cards, okay? Then we have Scorpio. Am I surprised? Not at all. Then we have Gemini. Then we have Venus. Interesting. Then we have Cancer. Very, very interesting. So let's take a look over here really quick. So when we see the air card, and she is a Capricorn, right? Her fourth house is Pisces and eighth house is Leo. I don't see any Pisces or Leo here. But with the air card, it does talk about, contracts, relationships, a lot of thinking, a lot of processing things in her head. Okay, a lot of overthinking in terms of how, when, where, what type of thing. And Scorpio, right? She's a Capricorn, so Scorpio is her 11th house. 11th house talks about groups and friends, like-minded people, etc. But then Scorpio is also ruled by Mars and Pluto. Now, here's the thing, Pluto talks about death and regeneration, right? And Mars talks about, it's a very volatile planet. He's very high energy. It's like, action first, think later. And then when you have that sort of an energy in your 11th house, which talks about like-minded people, groups and friends, there is this great need for wanting to take action without thinking, being impulsive, let's put it that way, and feeling like, whatever you do, impulsive action you have, it's going to be fine, like it's not going to hurt anybody. So that's the weirdest thing. And then we have Gemini here now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sixth house Gemini. It does talk about work, health, discipline, and habits. Now, Gemini is ruled by Mercury. I would like to say that it was more like a duality for her. Really, I don't see it so much as work, health, discipline, and habits, but it is almost like there were two sides to her character, and there were that side which is like very caring, very loving, etc. And the other side is somebody was really super selfish. Now remember, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, right? Capricorn is an earth sign. It talks Capricorn is also Pentacles, about money, the finances, the fine things in life. Very mercurial. So certain aspects of her character, you can say she's very cognizant of, her limitations financially, budgeting, etc. But on the other hand, it's like she doesn't give a flip. And that is followed by Venus. Now, Venus rules Taurus, and Venus also rules Libra. Taurus is Capricorn's sister sign, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So fifth house, love affairs, speculation, kids, okay? And 10th house is reputation, morals, life goals, career, etc. I think at a certain point in her time, she was thinking a lot about how limiting her children were in terms of, no, let me rephrase that. Did anybody force her to be a mother? No, she wanted to be a mother. But after the fact, she realized that it really limited her style, the responsibility that came with it. Was she really willing to have a different lifestyle, to embrace the fact that now she's a mom, she's got 3 kids, and that no matter what, it does have an effect in our as far as our outlook towards life is concerned. It certainly does put a little bit of a limitation on us, right? I mean, those of us who are single parents, be you a mom, single mom or single dad, we know having children, it does make us rethink and reevaluate a lot about our life, because we are the primary caregiver for another human being. So, we can't run off and be our usual self, go on and party type of thing, right? Because we have this other individual who we are responsible for. We need to take care of that individual. We are the primary caregiver. We can't escape that. There's no escaping that. I do believe for a certain period of time, she was really vacillating between like, am I really cut out to be a mom? Do I really want to be a mom? Is this something I really want to do or not? And I think that kind of weighed heavily on her mind. And then you have the Cancer card. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th house. 7th house talks about marriage, contracts, and relationships, right? But here again, she was very, very emotional about her marriage, contracts, and relationships, be it with herself, be it with her family, be it with her kids, be it with her significant other. She really was thinking a lot with regards to, is this really what I want to do? Is this really where I want to go? Is this really how I want my life to be? So a lot of that kind of speculation. Come on, buddy. Right. Let's take a look at these guys. The Star card, right? She has the Moon card. One more card. Let me get one more. And the Emperor, the four, which is an Aries card. The Star card is an Aquarius card, as we all know. The Moon card is a Pisces card, and then you have 4, the Emperor. So the Star card does talk about unable to find the hope and inspiration within herself to make the right decision in terms of continuing to embrace being a mother, being a wife, that sort of a thing. She really struggled with that because the Moon card here is actually a Pisces card, and the Sun card usually represents yes and the Moon card no. So she really did struggle with finding the balance, finding the equilibrium, finding the hope and inspiration to accept and acknowledge that now as a parent, 3 children, it was going to take a lot out of her. I think she kind of gave up on that. She didn't want to be responsible. Then we have, now remember, Pisces is her 4th house. Emotions, home, family roots, that sort of a thing. She was very, I don't think she really embraced being a mother. I don't think she did. And then we have the Emperor card, which is the an Aries card. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4th house. Again, Aries is the 4th house. That's really, again, talks about emotions. But see here, the Emperor card does talk about wanting to be independent, wanting to have, wanting to be independent, wanting to accumulate wealth, wanting to have the kind of finances that would free up her restrictions, free her from any restrictions that she might have regarding lacking finances to live a certain lifestyle. So I think she wanted to go off and do her own thing. I don't think she really, I think after the 3rd child, it kind of dawned on her that, oh my God, I'm going to be, my life has changed irrevocably, and now I don't want to do anything with this. But the 4 of the Emperor card also, I don't know when her husband's birthday is or when they got married, I don't know. I'm also sensing that could be him too, because he is popping up now. But the weirdest thing is, I want to say that he certainly did care about her. She did care about him. He really did care about her. But I don't think that. So let me show you the cards, right? This is how it looks. No hope, no inspiration, no attraction, no nothing towards. Actually, it should be like this. I'm sorry, hang on. This is how it was placed on the table. Okay, so this is first, the Luna is second, and this is third. So if you look at these cards, look. Greatly lacking the hope and inspiration and the love and the camaraderie, etc. for this guy, which is her husband. She really, it's almost like he cared for her more than she did him. And remember, she's a Capricorn, so Aquarius is the 2nd house. So 2nd house talks about values, talents, possessions, money, ability to earn money. So he would have been the provider of the family, and she really didn't look at him any more than that, like somebody who just provides. I don't think she really gave a flip about him. I think he cared a lot about her. She was like very not too into him. The Moon card is telling me that there were a lot of secrets, a lot of unsaid things. She really didn't care for him as much as he thought she did. And I do believe that he cared for her more than, vice versa. It's a weird old case. I mean, imagine killing 2 children. I don't know what the forensics and all that. We are not getting into all that sort of stuff. I'm just looking at things from an esoteric perspective, as to, hey, what's going on over here. Let's just take a look. Okay. Oh, look at it. We got two cards back to back. Wheel of Fortune. We got the Hangman. We got the Ten of Pentacles. Am I surprised? Not at all. Wheel of Fortune, the Hangman, the Ten of Pentacles. This card. And the King of Cups. So what this is telling me is a couple of things. Wheel of Fortune, as we know, it talks about things moving, okay, the wheel turning to reveal something new, constantly revealing something, bringing to our notice, showing itself up, things that we might have missed in the past. When the wheel turns, it comes up and then it's at the highest point and the light is shining the brightest on it and everything is visible, right? So there's a lot of things that we're constantly changing, that we're constantly revealing. And then you have the Hangman, right? Constantly revealing about what you ask. Hold on. Then we have the Hangman. The Hangman talks about being in a state of limbo. So I'm going to say the wheel is right above the Air card and the Aquarius card, which means to say that she was constantly thinking about how to extract herself from this situation, how to make this situation tweak, change, control, modify, correct this situation such that it worked out in her favor. And with the Hangman, it was like option A, do a bunch of nothing. Option B, look at things from a different perspective. Option C, just wait and let things unfold by themselves. And then the Ten of Pentacles shows up, and the Ten of Pentacles is showing up right on top of the Moon card and the Emperor card. So again, the wheels were turning and she was waiting to see what the Emperor was going to do in terms of taking action regarding Ten of Pentacles, the whole finances, family, the whole, the ideal family scenario, having everything, here you see the family with the older gentleman, and the ever faithful puppy. It's like just being blessed in terms of financial legacies, long-term financial securities. So I think she was kind of waiting to see what he would do or how he would manage. I think there must have been some sort of a situation over there where she or he or they had some financial constraints or situations that they might have been struggling with, and I wouldn't be surprised if she was looking to him to resolve it. And then you have the King of Cups. King of Cups is a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. It's right on top of the Venus and the Cancer card. I do believe she was quite emotional. This kind of a financial situation that she chose to see what she wanted to see in terms of the financial situation. See, you can't force a person to see what they should see. They will choose to see what they choose to see. Their visual perception is different from ours, right? But when we talk about family finances and all that sort of a stuff, it is what it is, right? Numbers don't lie. And if somebody chooses to ignore it and say, no, that's not right, I'm not accepting it, well, it doesn't matter whether you accept it or not. That's a fact. This is where the finances stand. So I don't think she really accepted that. I don't think she wanted to accept that. I think she was like, no, I'm just going to wait and see how you deal with it and how you take care of it. I think to a certain extent, her husband, for whatever situation they had going on, which is, I think, related majorly to finances, he started shutting down. And when he started shutting down, that's when I think something snapped in her head. And I'm not saying this to blame him. No, if somebody shuts it down in a relationship, you do have the option of saying, hey, it's not working for us anymore and go your separate ways. Or you choose to accept it and be in the same relationship, right? So it depends on how you want to look at it. So, and then you have the Magician card. Now, this is a very, very interesting card because the Magician card does talk about having the ability to create whatever you want to create, okay? Feeling like you're invincible, feeling like you can do whatever you want and nobody's going to find out and nobody's going to stop you. Three of Cups, rejoicing. okay? And then Ten of Swords. This is the weirdest setup, seriously. Feeling like you're invincible, that you can create whatever you want to create, right? Feeling that you're free, nobody's going to question you, nobody's going to stop you from celebrating your life, okay? Enjoying, partying. I wouldn't be surprised if she was one of those people who was a spoiled little girl who always was provided the best of things by the husband and the parents or whoever, and she kind of just took it for granted. And once a tap dries off, the water stops trickling, then it's like all hell breaks loose. I do believe that I could say yes, that is a major part of this whole equation. But then again, this feeling total loss and grief and anxiety goes to say that whatever financial constraints that she had or she caused or she contributed to, I think the talk must have been, henceforth we will not be able to enjoy life at the same level. We won't be able to do whatever we've been doing, living our life the way we were living, the same standard of living. Something has to change, something has to be tweaked, we need to do something. But that caused her a lot of anxiety and grief. This whole change in her lifestyle really, did she comprehend it? She did, but she didn't want to accept it. She understood it, but didn't want to accept it. So there was a lot of grief and anxiety, saying that, oh, now I don't have the ability to create magic and to continue to live the life. Like she felt like her power was taken away as a magician to continue to celebrate and live life high, and that caused her a lot of grief and anxiety and made her feel like, oh my God, the world's coming to an end. I can't deal with this anymore. That's it, and feeling the Ten of Swords energy. But the Ten of Swords energy also, I will say, it depends on how you deal with it. Ten of Swords, yes, feeling completely hitting rock bottom. But it's also on top of the Emperor card, on top of the King of Cups card, and the Venus card and the Cancer. This goes to show that her actions, her reactions, the way she started looking at things caused her husband a lot of grief and anxiety, because he was like, oh my goodness, how am I going to resolve this? How am I going to deal with this chick? Like, there's no getting her to understand and to accept what really is going on, right? So it's weird, y'all. I'm not going to even so much as bring in postpartum depression and all that into the equation, because so far I'm not seeing anything like that. We know postpartum depression is a real thing. A lot of people go through it. I experienced it after my first child. I didn't know what it was, but I was constantly crying. I didn't know what it was. I mean, I didn't understand. And, the usual thing like, oh, of course, my oldest son, how old is he now? Oh my goodness, he's 32. He's going to be like, Mom, you don't remember. But more so after my first son, okay? Not so much after the second son, but after my first baby was born, I was constantly crying. And one thing I remember was, as soon as I had delivered, the only thing I kept asking my mom was, when is my grandpa going to come and visit us? Because I was pretty close to my grandpa. So it was always like, when is he coming to visit us? Why hasn't he come? Like literally every hour I was asking, like, why hasn't he come to visit us? Like, what's going on? And this, that, and the other. And she's like, oh my God, he's busy. He'll come and visit. I'm like, so for some reason, that kind of triggered off. And I really, really felt like, how shall I say it? It's like, I felt like everything, I didn't feel like I was bringing my child into a safe world. Okay? I didn't feel like everything was safe enough for him. I felt I couldn't protect him. It is the weirdest thing, y'all. I cannot explain it. I mean, anybody who has experienced postpartum depression will know what I'm talking about. And it comes out in different ways. But for me, I just felt like, oh my God, what have I done? I brought this life into this world. Do I have the ability and the capacity to protect this child from all and sundry, right? And I was constantly emotional, constantly crying. And so finally, of course, they were like, oh, it's just hormones and oh, this and all that. Well, I'm talking about 32 years ago, right? And it was like, you'll get over it. You'll be fine. Your life, you're just so happy, whatever. And I think it was 2.5 months down when I'd gone, after I had had my baby, the whenever you go to your gynec for a checkup. And she was like, how is it going? By the way, she was the same gynecologist who delivered me, so go figure. She was like, how are you doing? And knows the family, etc. And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I just feel sad all the time. And she was like, okay. She started digging further and further, and then she explained to me, what you're experiencing is postpartum depression. It's not to be taken lightly. It's a serious thing, and whatever, we'll get you going. And then I went, she put me onto some medication, and then I went to see a therapist for, I think I went for about 3 or 4 weeks, and I was fine, because just talking it through and understanding. When I understood what postpartum depression was, I think that clicked something in my brain and I got over it. So understood it better, accepting it for what it was and whatever. But that few weeks of therapy really did help. So, and it is a serious thing, y'all. And some people suffer with postpartum depression for years, and some people get over it soon enough. Is there any rhyme or reason? I don't know. I'm not a medical provider to know the whys and wherefores, but I kind of sort of, once I understood what it was and what it meant and how it affects our body, our psyche, our day-to-day activities and all that, I was like, okay, now I know what I'm dealing with. Knowledge is power. So if you know what you're dealing with, it's half the battle won. At least that's the way I look at it. But long story short, I had to go into a little rant there, right? I mean, welcome to the Real Tarot 1123. I don't see that happening here. Does that mean she did or didn't have? I don't know. Again, I'm not a certified doctor, therapist, psychiatrist, psychologist, none of that. But per tarot, I'm not seeing it, okay? Unless a lot of these other cards pop up, the Ten of Swords here doesn't pertain to that. But she certainly felt restricted. And what are the odds that she would have 3 babies, right? 3 of Cups. So she wasn't prepared to accept the fact that she had 3 babies. She just wasn't. 7 of Cups. See, what these cards are telling me is she just wanted to go on and live life and be free. That's what she wanted. It's like, okay, for whatever reason I got married, for whatever reason I did what was expected, we have children, etc. Now I'm done, now I want to be free. But that's not life, is it? Right? It's not like, oh, I had to study for my 8th grade exams. I studied, I passed, and I got a passing grade, and that's all. I'm not going to do anything more about it. Yeah, there's a lot more to it. What happens when you go to the 9th grade and 10th grade, and what are you going to do after that? You can't just check out and say, okay, I did whatever, okay, that's fine, that's all I'm going to do, and just check out and say, okay, I'm done, leave. You can't do that, right? I mean, I wonder why a lot of people on this universe, who are not meant to have kids end up having kids, and things like this happen. I truly believe that some people are not meant to be parents. They shouldn't be parents. It's very unfortunate. And then you have such a large percentage of people who are just awesome individuals who we know will give the best care that they can for their child, and they have been struggling to procreate and they haven't been blessed, right? So, I mean, where's the justice in this? I don't know, y'all. Never ceases to amaze me, all the number of these people, these men and women who end up killing their kids. It's like, why don't you just go and give your child up for adoption, for God's sake? Of course, that's a whole nother ball game, as we've seen in that Oren and Orson case, right? Y'all, there's no proper fix for this. You know what I mean? It's not like a one and done. I mean, this leads to that, and that leads, and then the CPS take away the children, sometimes rightfully so, and sometimes not. They shouldn't have. They take away their children, they go place them in foster homes, and those children, something, if they are lucky enough, then they're fostered by really good people. I'm sure there are a lot of foster parents who are really, really awesome. So let's not just make a blanket statement and say all adopted parents who adopt and all foster parents are horrible people. That is not right. That's absolutely incorrect, right? There are a lot of people who are awesome foster parents and adopted parents, but a lot of them are not. And then hopefully these kids land in good homes with good people. And if they don't, that's another mess that you deal with. Oh my God. It's like overwhelming almost, right? I seriously, I think I shared this in another one of my videos. There was a brief period of time where I was like, son, you're going to be 32. When are you going to get married and settle down and all that stuff? And he's like, yeah, when I meet the right person. But for the past 8-9 months, there's been a change in my mindset, and I've been really thinking, in all honesty, if he doesn't want to have children, that's fine by me. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not my decision. I know. I mean, he's his own person. But look at the way the universe is heading. It's like, it's scary bringing kids into this world, isn't it? It's like really scary. And it worries me. I'm like, oh my God. So, what are you going to do, right? Anyway, moving on to this case. So, Six of Swords, interesting cards popping out now. Okay, I mean, not that the others aren't interesting. And then we have the Devil card. Am I surprised? Actually, let's put this guy here. Then we have the Queen of Cups. Very, very, very interesting. And then we have the Two of Swords. So what this is telling me with the Six of Swords is saying there was a great urge and a need to walk away from this. Just walk away. Here's what I'm going to say. If she could have walked away from the family, let's say she just got up in the morning or whenever got up, just left a note on the kitchen table and saying, I can't do this. I don't want to have any part of the family. I just want to leave. And if she had walked away, clearly none of this would have happened. But in her mind, she didn't feel like she could just get up and walk away because she felt she was bound by the devil. Like, what do I mean by that? She felt that she was bound. She felt like she was put in a situation that she had no control over, and she didn't see a way out of it. And she felt like she was, it's a Capricorn card, and she's a Capricorn, so it's about the first house. So she felt that by walking away, by just up and leaving and abandoning the husband and the kids, that her character, her profile, her reputation would have been shattered, right? So she wasn't thinking clearly. Clearly her reputation, character, everything is shattered, but she felt that she couldn't walk away. Now, even if she did have an opportunity to walk away, I don't quite believe she would have stayed away for long, because that dependency on him to provide. So she felt that she was tired. She didn't have the self-confidence to say, I can go out and earn my own and do whatever. All right, fine. I don't want to be a mother anymore. I don't want to be a wife anymore. I'm just going to up and go, get my divorce, do whatever. He can have the kids, do whatever. But she didn't have the confidence in herself that she would be able to, she could provide for herself. And secondly, with the Seven of girlfriend, get it together. Seven of Cups. Clubs, cubs, cups, yeah, all those words popped in my head. It was more a question of gaslighting, okay, herself. So she felt that, oh, I'll have all these opportunities, I'll have the cake, and I'll be able to have the cake and eat it too. So that's why she chose not to leave. Did she have an opportunity? Could she have? She could have. But she was like, oh my God, if I get up and go, who's going to take care and who's going to pay all my fancy bills? Because she got used to a certain lifestyle. Now, I don't know what their financial situation was. I don't know what their status was, whether they were wealthy or not, whether they had debt or not. But she was provided for, right? So, I mean, what is wealth to one person may not be wealth to another person, right? Somebody may say, well, $1 million is everything. And some other folks may say, $1 million is nothing. So there you go. And then you have the Queen of Cups and then the Two of Swords. So the Queen of Cups, of course, is talking about a feminine energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Well, it doesn't have to be feminine particularly, but this is her energy I'm picking up on, because I do feel that this clash between wanting to be free, not be bound, but yet emotionally to have the wherewithal to walk away from it all. She didn't have that. She lacked the emotional security and confidence. And yet again, she was scared. She was emotionally, she was not capable of doing that. She was terrified. She was terrified of, oh my God, what am I going to do? How am I going to do? So on an emotional level, I don't think she was capable of taking care of herself. I don't think she was capable of providing for herself. She didn't have that emotional independence. It's the weirdest thing. It's almost like she depended on her husband for everything, emotions as well. And then you have the Two of Swords. Look at that. What is my decision going to be? Which one am I going to cut? What am I going to cut off? What am I going to eliminate? What is my choice? What am I weighing? Where am I going to go? And clearly she decided to eliminate two of her kids. I do believe, I can say with confidence here, based on what I'm saying, if the husband, for example, was somebody who was, working late night, or if the younger child were not sleeping with the husband, she would have eliminated that child too. I think that child was protected because that child was with the dad in some other bedroom or something, whatever. But what I find funny, segueing a little into that, is how come he didn't hear anything? Like, even though you may have been in the upstairs bedroom with the youngest child and she's downstairs on the couch, why was she sleeping on the couch in the first place? Makes me wonder, what was their relationship like? I mean, wouldn't you have heard like thumps and bumps and people walking about the house? Well, granted, some people are super, super light sleepers like me. I mean, and some people are really heavy sleepers like somebody I know. So, oh my God, talking about that's my ex. I mean, you could drop a bomb by his ear and he wouldn't wake up. It's the weirdest thing. And for me, like, it's some dog barking in some 10 houses away, and I'm like, oh, there's a dog barking. The blinds are all drawn, but if a car comes by and the headlights hit, I'll know. I mean, I'm a super light sleeper. It's just weird, right? So having said that, I would think, again, I'm thinking outside the box and segueing into stuff, like, don't you think as adults, right, if we have babies sleeping in the same bedroom as us or whatever, like, we are a little bit more aware and alert if the baby cries or moves or whatever. So you're not really that deep in sleep. So wouldn't you have heard if somebody was thumping about or doing some weird stuff around the house? I would think, right? But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Oh, so anyway, let's move on. Moving on. If that younger child she had access to the younger child, she would have done that. She would have. I wonder if she would have gone for the husband too. Who knows? 10 of Cups. What are the odds that this card pops up? Page of Wands. Eight of Pentacles. The Hermit card. So let's take a look at this, right? The Hermit card, as we know, is a Virgo card, her sister sign. But let's take a look from the top with this 10 of Cups. This is weird, right? You'll be like, Kirtana, why is the 10 of Cups coming? Then the Page of Wands, followed by the 8 of Pentacles and the Hermit card. So taking action, okay? Taking action. Coming up with a new idea, taking action, basically wanting to reinvent what, in her opinion, she thought of as an ideal family. She wanted to take action and move away from that and reinvent what to her would be ideal family life, whatever. And 8 of Pentacles, okay, talks about continuing to focus on your work and continuing to make improvements on your work. And the Hermit card talks about looking inwards and wanting to come to some answers and conclusions and find out some truth, deep dive, delve into your psyche, understanding, soul searching. So she did a lot of soul searching in terms of what, so look at this. Lot of soul searching with regards to what this family meant to her, what that family meant to her, whether she wanted to take action and move on and find a job, or whether she wanted to take action and continue to do what, continue on her current lifestyle or cycle, or what, not life cycle, her lifestyle. So she was very, very conflicted. She did a lot of thinking. This is not something this chick just woke up. I don't believe anybody else killed these kids. I don't think so. I think it was done by her, and I am hard pressed to believe that the husband didn't hear or didn't know, or like, unless she gave, and again, I don't know if they did a blood test on him, a toxicology test, or did she give him something to knock him out where he wouldn't hear anything. That's a possibility too. I don't know if any of that's come out or not. I couldn't tell you, but it's not something that she just woke up in the middle of the night and said, oh, I'm going to off with their heads. That's not how it went. She did a lot of soul searching. She did think about this a long, long time. This is very much premeditated. And then you have the Three of Wands. Okay. Now the Three of Wands very clearly tells us teamwork, commerce, expansion, and traveling. See, now I'm beginning to wonder. Seriously. And of course, people are going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. And the cuckoos are going to come out of the, what do you call the street trunks, right? The cuckoo birds. That's what I call them, the cuckoo people. I wouldn't be surprised. I seriously wouldn't be surprised if really her husband set her up. I don't know. Do you think that might have happened? Maybe he tried to set her up and I don't know how it works. I don't know the timelines of the phone calls made to 911. I don't know all of that, y'all. I'm not a investigative detective or criminal investigator, none of that. Do you think the husband might have set her up? Question, let me know in the comment section. But the Three of Wands talks about expanding, wanting to move on, get on with life, and that sort of a thing, and waiting. And it almost feels like waiting for the ships to come home, right? And it also feels like options. Again, the threes. We have the Three of Cups and Threes. So I'm going to say with confidence here that if it wasn't for that the youngest child sleeping in the same room as the husband, she would have taken out all three of those kids. I wouldn't be surprised. Or she would have taken out the two kids and the husband. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. But again, I'm going to say, as far as this Three of Wands is concerned, was there somebody else in the family known to her or known to the husband who either she had a soft spot for or he had a soft spot for? I'm just going to leave it at that. I know I kind of like circled around and whatever, but think about that for a second. Page of Swords, lot of talk, lot of gossip. I wouldn't be surprised if there was somebody else who was somehow entangled with the family. Now, am I saying that somebody else is responsible for this? I'm not saying that. Could they have somehow indirectly been involved in this situation, such that, I mean, in a way, such as either she was having an affair or he was having an affair? That's quite possible. Were one of them deciding to run off with this person? Possible. I don't know. But Ace of Pentacles, yeah. An offer was made. Serious talk, conversation, and offer was made. Hey, here's an offer. Do you want to take this opportunity and go down this path or not? Nine of Swords, a lot of grief and anxiety, sleepless nights. See, look at this. Lot of grief and anxiety, lot of sleepless nights, lot of thinking about it, anxiety, not sleeping very well, don't know what decision to take. How do I do about it? Feeling very, very burdened, like I can't proceed, I can't process. Can't even rest. Wishing that there could be some rest, but there was no rest. There was no denying it, no rest, no getting away from this. Page of Pentacles. It's so weird. Page of Pentacles. Wanting more money, wanting new money. This is quite motivated by money, I'm going to say. I think I wouldn't be surprised if she had some sort of a thing going on, greed for more money or owing people money or whatever. And see the Judgment card. This card to me is a Plutonian card, right? Judgment, and Pluto talks about regeneration. This card talks about speaking the truth such that and accepting the truth. Do you want to accept the truth? Are you willing to see things for what it truly is? Or are you just going to completely disregard it? Now, the Judgment card can also say, okay, judgment is served or justice is served. But this is a lot of talk. Listen, hear, what are people saying? What do I see? It's funny that there are two individuals and a child here, isn't it? But it's not funny. It's funny as in haha. It's like, huh, right? Symbolically. So it's almost like, pay attention. Are you hearing do you hear yourself? Do you hear what you're thinking? Like, do you know what you're thinking? Do you know what you're saying? Remember, once it is done, it is done. I'm here to sound this horn over here to say, hey, listen up, wake up, pay attention. Is this really what you want to do? Because once you set it in motion, there's no going back. Very, very interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if her or the husband actually wanted to go on with somebody else. I wouldn't be surprised if that's a integral part of this. And the Sun card, oh my goodness. That's what I think. This is a yes for my question. One of them wanted to move on with somebody else. I'm going to stop it at that, y'all. I'm just going to stop it. The Sun card is my yes card. It's a yes for me, saying that, yeah, one of them most certainly wanted to move on with the other, with somebody else. Whether it was her or her husband, I don't know. But that was certainly on the cards. I don't think that relationship was as hunky-dory as they made it out to be, like happy type. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if that relationship had frayed already. And sometimes it does happen, right? As we've seen historically, like a lot of marriages, as we know, fall apart after the child arrives. Do we blame the child? We shouldn't, because the child had nothing to do with it. So how can we blame a child for saying, hey, you're responsible for... No, we can't. That is not fair. It's like laying the blame on an innocent person and not willing to take responsibility for your actions, That's so not cool. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to try and get I'm still working on it because y'all know how technically savvy I am, right? Or how tech savvy I am. So I'm going to see if I can put a banner thingy where y'all can vote. But if I get it up and do it in time, great. Otherwise, do leave it in the do leave your comments. Y'all, why am I struggling with my words? Do leave it in the comment section. Leave what? Do leave your comments and let me know what you think of this reading. I really would like your feedback, and give me the thumbs up. I won't lie to you, it helps. And hit the bell icon. Subscribe, all the right things, right? What to do. Help me, get a larger audience, spread the word around with this channel. I would really appreciate it. So thank you so very much, everybody. I do appreciate you, and blessed be. See you in the next. Don't forget, Friday Night Live, Lost But Not Forgotten. I haven't figured out who I'm going to do the reading for, but we'll fix that. All right, take care, y'all. Bye.